7:05. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present except for our chairman at this point. Gentlemen, let's take a look at the minutes and the consent calendar. Any additions, corrections to either?
I have none.
Hearing none, motion to accept as printed.
I move we accept it.
Second. Moved and seconded. Second.
Dean Milberg,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland.
Yes.
Marcus Major.
Yes.
Jim Frickin.
Yes.
Moving on, if I were a city-appointed board member, I'd be nervous right now, but any comments or conversation from our audience tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to approach the board and a couple of questions and also a little bit of dialogue. First off, I'll say I understand that whenever you're publishing your budget notice, you can always publish high and then end up approving, previously what you were approving. But we did have a couple of city council members notice that I think there's either a 0.8 or 0.9 mil increase this year, increasing the mill levy for the fire district to 8.5 mils. And then a couple other things that we noticed too, based on the 2017 budget, going back to 2015, it's like a $150,000 increase in personnel services. And I knew there was discussion about adding people to that north station, but I guess I hadn't heard if that was a done deal or not. I knew you guys were kind of exploring that. So I guess I'm assuming since the personnel services are increasing that much, I'm assuming that we're adding another fire department or another firefighter to that north station.
At each point, to clarify, we are covering all shifts at Station 2. Before that, we had one shift that there was nobody there. So now High Prairie has the same coverage, at least with one firefighter in the station on every shift. So that's the increase, one part of it right there.
And we did that as a test to see if it looked like it was a viable solution
Yeah.
to bring that additional person on.
Yeah.
And to be truthful with you, it's nothing worse than having a house on fire and to wait for the fire department from here to go out there. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it cuts down time. We looked at time,
Okay.
that it would be the response time from that station to get a person with a truck out to that location, and it was a significant decrease in amount of time.
Understood. From the city's perspective, I guess we do want to start looking at numbers a little bit more closely out of due diligence and just to be respectful to our taxpayers to see what that break-even point is as far as where it gets to the point where it's more financially logical for the city to run the department itself. So we just kind of want to begin the dialogue, I guess, of at least looking at the numbers and seeing what they are. Maybe the numbers will reflect that we need to stay with what we're doing for the next 5 years. Maybe they won't. But I do think there's interest on our governing body to at least evaluate that to see if we can save the taxpayers of Lansing some money. So, did I catch everything?
And in response, part of that, the increase that we were looking at, we're looking from the state also putting a cap on entities like the fire district here at 9.
Yeah.
So we're close to it. We didn't bump it just to get there. We're looking at a new truck. We're looking at a number of things. But I could see in the near future being from now on, we will be allowed to go over 9
Yeah.
from state mandate.
Yeah. No, I hear you. We're dealing with the same thing too.
Exactly.
So
Right.
We're understanding there. So, but that was pretty much what we wanted to say. And Rick, I might give you a call at some point and see if we can kind of
Well, what I
coordinate.
might kind of add what Dean said, we're looking at a truck and there's still some dialogue whether we buy a truck or not. Like this truck we just bought 2 years ago for $464,000. Leavenworth City just bought 3 of them just like it, and they're paying almost $600,000 for them. So they're going up about $50,000 to $60,000 a year.
Okay.
So if we wait a year, it goes up more. We're trying to save money for it. In 3 years, we've got about $150,000 worth of air packs we have to replace.
In
So
regards to the-
we've got big expenditures coming up,
Yeah.
so.
No, I
And
understand.
like Dean said, we're done. This is, 9 is as high as we can go without going to the voters, and we've already gone to the voters, and they said, you're not going over 9.
Yeah.
So,
Along those lines too, then, because one of the things that, I would hear is the addition to staffing in the North Station, that certainly benefits the North Station.
it
which is-
benefits everybody.
Yeah, man,
Well,
it's
great.
somebody.
Well, okay. Well, then I guess the question is, with this new truck that's going to be $500,000 or $600,000, is that based in Lansing or is that based at the North
It'll be
Station?
based here in Lansing.
Okay.
We've got another truck that we're gonna, what we're looking at doing is replacing 2 older trucks with 1 new one.
Okay.
So these 2 older trucks are 25 years old each, and they're starting to cost us, and I would like to replace them right now, but there's a couple members of the board that don't want to replace them, so we're going to start saving money to replace that truck. So hopefully next year or the year after,
Okay.
we'll have the money, we can, save the interest and buy the truck. And like I say, but in 3 years, air packs have to be replaced. They're 15 years old, and we've got to buy new bottles. So we're looking at some really major expenses coming up in the next couple of years, so we don't want to hit everybody, just like you guys, you got DeSoto Road coming, well, you need to save for it. Well, that's kind of what we're doing right now, we're saving for it.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Okay, you bet. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. That was a text from our chairman. He'll be here shortly. Chief's report.
The only thing I have to add is I sent you guys a copy of the AG's non-committal on our mill levy, which basically has been answered by that statute I gave you guys several months ago. We are capped at 9. That's it. We can't go no higher. Other fire districts, under other regulations, are capped at 8.5, but they can go higher with county commissioner approval, but we're not under that, so we are capped at 9. And the AG is the AG, so. And we asked for this back in October, I believe, or November.
But in their own little magic rules that they have here, Rule 6, Attorney General may furnish written opinions to governing bodies of local government, subdivision, municipalities, or agencies. A request for an option by a local unit of government must be submitted, which we did, by a legal chief. Such requests may not be submitted by individual members. They should, by what we did, they should give us something besides, I'm not going to answer the question. And to drive us to judicial, and you guys too, the city in the same boat. Aren't you supposed to be paid to do that? Or should we deal with the legislature and drag them in here and say, what the hell did you guys write?
Went with that too.
Yeah.
If they can't answer what the heck they've written, then what the heck have we done?
And see, we've approached the legislature before too, and they've already said, we've done away with all caps. Well, now, this comes back and says, well,
Well, that's
they
not
didn't.
not what I got from Bradford this morning, an email I got from him.
They're
Yeah.
using that as a campaign thing to tell the voters how much they're saving them by putting those caps on. But they haven't capped themselves.
Right, and that's
it.
exactly
They're
true.
willing to cap everybody but
Yeah,
themselves.
That's great. It's just like, they're running their own show and they want to just screw everyone else in the process. That's a technical
Exactly what
term.
they've done too.
I was amazed when I got that, and I just cannot believe that the Attorney General couldn't figure that out. That's just my personal
That's why I
opinion.
sent it to you.
My impression was, hey, you're asking us to make a decision, you're asking you're asking the Attorney General to make a decision that he thinks is based on legislative regulations, and he said, my opinion on what he said is, hey, in this case, you need to go the judicial route.
Well, then, didn't we have a big argument about taking things to the Supreme Court, shutting down the schools?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Well, and the legislature's gonna take care of that for us, just like they did to cities and counties this year. They froze them. The legislation's already there for fire districts, school boards, cemeteries,
Yeah,
libraries. It's gonna happen next year. So we're gonna be frozen next year.
Well, at this point, I think we're very lucky to be able to you know, the way we look at the budget and our requirements to provide the service and try to maintain a decent infrastructure for the fire department, I think we're pretty lucky that we can hold it so far under 9 mils.
Yeah.
And to build on what Jim's talking about, and Dave, I know your constituents out there pretty much are fixed income. We are not looking to raise taxes because we want to. And mills, people talk mills, and you're going to increase X number of mills coming up. With our increase to 8.5, basically, it's about a $10 increase per 100,000 per house.
That's for a year.
The trash service going up has burnt my
Yeah.
computer up, just the trash one.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot to send you that email.
So anyway, it's, you start putting in perspective dollar-wise, yes, it's an increase, nobody wants it, but at 8.5 mil, I can see the services rendered. We have full-time personnel on duty 24/7 here and Station 2. Training is phenomenal, equipment. We're lucky to have, in my opinion, the fire district we have. So moving on to items for action. Everyone has a copy of the budget as discussed.
Yes.
Comments, questions? We've hit it 3 meetings in a row now, so it's,
Now, this is the one we have to publish in the paper.
correct.
Well, this won't be this form. It's going to be the legal
Right,
form,
right,
but
the
this
legal
is what
form.
we're going to give our accountant to.
And again, this is just stating to the public, we're looking at 8.5.
Right.
And then what we actually do could be less if possible.
We cannot do more.
Right.
So I need a motion to print, to publish.
I move that we go ahead and publish this budget as we have it lined out here on this general fund schedule.
And I second it. Because I think we did this last year. We put a number out there,
Yes.
but I think we actually came in less based on our,
Come down, but you can't go up.
Yeah.
that's fine. You know, I agree with you, the fixed income guys are the ones that are getting it in their shorts.
But
And
you also
I
got to
know,
remember, we're going to be,
I know.
we're going to be tied next year, after next
I
year.
know,
We're going to be
I
done.
realize that.
We're gonna
I
be done.
realize that.
Just
But
like
I
the
mean,
city is, just like the city is now.
Yeah, I realize that also. So we have to look at it not only today, but as in the future.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, but we still have a responsibility to try to have the best infrastructure and most reliable equipment that we can. So, you know, if we fall short of that, the fixed income people are going to start crying if they don't get the services. So I'm not being, you know, harsh on this, but you got to look at it both sides. You know, we got a responsibility to provide the service and provide reliable infrastructure and all that. I mean, we've been limping along with these trucks. It's been costing us a fortune. So anyway, that's my comment.
Okay.
Okay,
Dean Moberg,
yes.
Jim Westmoreland.
Yes.
Marcus Major,
Yes.
Jim Fricke.
Yes.
That's what we need to pass it through, so, supermajority. Okay, items for discussion. Nothing on our agenda, but anyone have anything?
Well, as I usually do, I'd just like to make a comment on our monthly progress on our straight line budget. We really gained some ground in June. We didn't have near the expenses I think we anticipated. We come in at 4% under straight line, which the dollar equivalent of that is $44,000, which is roughly 1/2 of a month's worth of straight line. So that gives us some pad, you know, for unforeseen circumstances. So, good job, Rick, on managing the expenditures. Now, and that's the worst case because I didn't bother about extracting what you got on here for July, $17,700 something dollars. So really, if you took that, that would probably be almost 6% on the straight line, or 5%. That's all I have, Dick.
Okay, Marcus?
2 months in a row.
Jim?
Nothing.
Only thing I'd add, it's good timing to arrange the rain before all the fireworks. Good job,
It was
Chief.
good timing, yeah. And it was stayed warm enough for the dunk tank to be warm.
There you go, perfect.
Pardon me?
Warmish, warmish.
Pardon me?
It was warm when I got in.
Next year, the mayor comes first.
There you go.
There you go, perfect.
I might add, if we do want to discuss a new truck, Jim and I kind of talked about it a little bit before, the price that we have is good till the end of September. And I'll get a hold of them and find out what kind of an increase goes up after the end of September. But-
Okay.
So that's something we probably need to be looking
Man,
at.
you're just gonna keep grabbing that right through my heart, aren't you?
I got it, that's my job, man. So like I say, we got the price and it's good till the end of September, so it may go up, well, it will go up.
Meeting's adjourned.
So,
I'd like to thank our guests tonight. Thanks for coming down and voicing concerns. Always good to hear from the entities. Jeff, we approved the publishing of the budget. And actually, nothing else big, so you made it just in time. You have any concerns or anything for the board?
Just happy to be here.
your timing is impeccable.
Then you can ask for a motion for adjournment.
I'm moving with adjourn.
Can I say something? I got here late. But I do want to thank the fire department, Rick, and the volunteers for going to the tank with cold water, keeping the water cold throughout the evening, and then they stayed help for the parking. So you guys did a great job.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was warmish water, because I got in it too.
It was terrible.
Nice.
Sorry for the interruption.
That's okay.
No, that was a good comment. Always welcome good comments.
Yeah, one of our brand new guys was his first event, and he was on the dunk tank all night. He found him a home over
He
there,
did, he did a wonderful job.
so Noah did a good job.
Good deal.
You've already moved to adjourn, didn't you?
Yeah,
Did anybody already second it?
Oh,
We don't
yeah.
have a second? Good, so it's still open? Okay. Do we have anything to discuss or talk about reference the training, not the students, not the students, the volunteer fire department training? Is there anything you want to add or discuss before we adjourn or on the volunteer side of the training? Is there still open spots for folks?
Right now, we're, what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at 26. So we've got 7, 8 brand new guys or newer guys that we're trying to get through. So right now, we're in pretty good shape. We'll get them hopefully finished up and get their certs all finished up. They just finished Fire 2 weeks ago, and we're trying to work with Fairmont with driver operator because they're working a class. They've got a couple of guys, and we're working a class. We're going to try and combine both departments to get a driver operator class going this fall. So, but for right now, we're in pretty good shape volunteer-wise.
So pretty soon we'll have more pictures up there.
We got quite a few pictures up there now. So,
For information, we are starting a cadet program with the high school and have them down here and working on getting them college credit for taking the training down here. So those that the school, they're working on their criteria that allow them to come down, and we're still up near about how many, probably between 5 and 10 max, will come down, take firefighter 1, 2, driver operator, etc. On the selfish side, we're looking when they turn 18, they're a fireman. If they stick around, they can be a volunteer. But this way, they have college credit with KCK when they get out of high school by coming down here in the cadet program. So you'll hear more about that this fall when we really get cranking on it. Okay, ready for, we get a second?
A second?
Dean Moberg,
Yes.
Jim Westmoreland.
Yes.
Marcus Major,
Yes.
Jim Fricke,
Yes.
Jeff Clinton.
Yes.